Well, Brian T. City Ortega was 14-0 with a no contest when he ran into Max Holloway in his first UFC championship opportunity. That night didn't go his way, but a lot of people think he has all the skills and all the makeup to eventually get that belt around his waist.
You don't lose, you get an opportunity to get better, and that's what Brian Ortega has to do after he lost that fight to Max Holloway. He will look to take those lessons learned in the octagon over the course of 4.5, 5 rounds and apply them to his career as he goes forward. He has the skill, he has the heart, he has the ability, but now you just got to put it all together if you want to realize a UFC championship.
And of course, if you hear the ladies screaming, that's because T. City has taken his shirt off in the inspection zone. All right, so here is the UFC featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski. He certainly has cleaned out a lot of this division, but there are still guys who are coming to take what is his. How do you think he proceeds with this particular challenge here tonight?
I mean, just being himself. He's as good as they come. The guy has tremendous striking. He's got great wrestling. He was thought to be a wrestler when he got here. We have seen him be a master of game planning. We have seen him be a master of strategy. A guy that fights with a game plan, the fight IQ through the roof. And tonight, you're going to experience one of the smartest, most technically gifted fighters you have ever seen. Let's see if that's enough, though, because the challenge is very big tonight as he steps into the octagon. And
he does so having 4 times gone the full 25 minutes in the UFC. Volkanovski very much has a championship style. And he has got another title fight on his hands tonight.
And Johnny, don't get tired. I mean, he goes the distance, and it seems like he's just running in the park, taking a nice jog on the weekend, fighting the best fighters in the world.
And had he stayed in rugby league, probably would have been an absolute beast there too.
Savage.
Our tale of the tape for this featherweight championship fight.
And now one more time for the official introductions. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Brian T. City Ortega! And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Featherweight Champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski!
Herbert Dean's in the building. He is the 3rd man in the octagon tonight. Well, how about the energy in this building tonight? And it's because of this matchup finally coming around again. Alexander Volkanovski against Brian T. City Ortega. Now, their first meeting not close over the totality of the fight, but certainly T. City came within an inch of wresting the title away.
In that 3rd round, John Anik, that was one of the best 3rd rounds I've ever seen in my entire life. The fact that Volkanovski got out of those submissions tells me that it's going to be very tough to get the belt off of him. No one gets out of the triangle or Brian Ortega's guillotine. He did both. But that should give Brian confidence that if he can get close, this time he'll find the finish.
Oh, that's a beautiful left-hand counter.
Oh, nice left hook. Now he's starting to find his groove with the counter strikes. This is his bread and butter, to keep his opponent at bay and keep him guessing. And when his opponent over-engages, make him pay with a straight right hand, straight left, or a jab. Nicely done with the hands there. Well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And that relationship between Brian Ortega and James Lurson is as strong as a coach-fighter relationship.
Oh! He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Nice job to land the front kick there by Volkanovs. Oh, they're trading huge shots here. We'll see who's the last man standing. And he blocked the punch there. So just over 20 total strikes have landed for Brian Ortega. Yeah, he wants to draw his opponent in here, looking to set up another counter, but he wants his opponent to strike first.
One takedown is easy to defend. When you start stringing them together is when guys struggle.
90 seconds to go in the round. Volkanovski's looking to pass into half guard here, but he's denied. Rubber guard now, DC, some submissions at his disposal if he so chooses.
Yeah, he does have a couple submissions. They're very rare submissions, gogoplata, omoplata. But if the guy has any understanding of submission defense, he knows how to stay safe in this position. So there are advantages to being here. But
looks like a potential submission attempt here. Oh, good technique there. He's got the triangle choke locked in. Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Fighter trying to pass here, ooh, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do.
Oh, big combination of ground and pound strikes here, DC. This could be the beginning of the end.
I mean, you got to be very careful when you take these big ground and pound strikes. You need a controlled posture on the bottom, and if you're the top guy, the guy that's looking to finish, continue to gain posture and rain down big strikes on your opponent.
I want you to set those kicks up.
All right, let's check out some of the action, DC. What a display of just sheer punching in that last round.
I mean, he looks like a boxer. He looks like a professional boxer out there, throwing and stringing those combinations together. He landed those big punches over and over again, and it was this one right here that really did change the tide of the round.
All right, here we go now, champ. Round two. Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian T-City Ortega. All right, next round is now underway. I thought there was pretty good back and forth action in the previous round.
Yes, it wasn't a firefight. It wasn't two guys throwing the kitchen sink at each other. But you did see times where they came together and you saw the skill level of these two fighters.
All right, different round, but same approach. There, DC. I'm not sure how he stayed up with it.
I mean, when you get hit with a shot like that, to stay standing shows and talks to your toughness. Guillotine jump.
Oh, that Gilly is tight. Oh, he's getting close to the finish now.
Good job by the champ there. Sliding back out.
Well, we'll see if he postures up and can get some of his ground strikes going here. Man, submission defense is a powerful thing. Offense keeps going for it. Lever's held up every step of the way.
Yeah, the defense has done a great job just making sure he leaves nothing long, no submission attempts. Even when they get him, he continues to stay calm and patient, and he's defending these submissions.
Oh, he got out again. All right, operating inside the closed guard now. All right, rubber guard for him now, DC. We haven't seen you lean on this in the octagon.
No, I can't get those legs up there. Come on, man, look at these tree trunks. They don't go up around nobody's shoulder. I like to keep my feet on the ground, and I like to grind. That's what I'm known for. But this guy has that dexterity. He has that ability to throw up the rubber guard, to be able to threaten from a position where his opponent was trying to find safety. There are many, many attacks here. Let's see which one he chooses to go after.
Working in half guard here, making these shots count.
Oh, arm triangle. Arm triangle. Arm triangle.
Oh, look out, folks. That is tight.
It looks like it's getting going.
Oh, wow. Oh!
Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
Well, champ, I don't see that well, but it's hard to miss the redness underneath that elbow. A lot of bodily investment from his opponent tonight.
Yeah, it's an investment, John. It may not pay dividends right now, but the more you go there, the more damage you do, eventually it will show itself. Right now, it's starting to show.
Nicely done there as he forces the miss from his opponent. Gonna try to take his opponent's back here, and he does.
This is where he wants to be.
Well, eventually he's going to try to get up, but he's moving his head pretty well here to avoid damage on the ground.
You don't want to be comfortable on your back, but when you're taken down, you got to make sure you're active. That's exactly what he's doing.
Working out of the half guard here. Oh, you got to love the ground and pound strikes here. All right, round 3 coming up next. Heading back to the corner now. Ortega's corner now. We'll take a look at that lip. The cut man is in, and you got to tighten that up. It's really starting to bleed now. We'll see if it rears its ugly head as this fight continues. All right, so Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Alistair Overeem. It is not, but let us look back at some of the replays from that round because there's a cut on the lip now that he's got to deal with.
As long as I never got to see nothing like that again in my entire life, I'm okay calling fights. And this cut is not that, but it was the perfect shot that landed in the right spot that opened up that cut on the lip.
All right, so we will see if the cut man can do anything about that, and for the fighter trying to raise his guard and be more sound defensively in this next round. That is a huge shot right there, DC. You don't want to eat too many more of those.
No, and he needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Oh, nice check on the leg kick offering there. Well, we wondered earlier why there weren't as many body strikes.
Hurt bad.
Ortega gets hit with a kick here. Let's see how he responds. Single leg takedown.
He passes the half guard.
Oh, and he's able to land a strike there from the bottom. Nicely done by T-City, Brian Ortega. Oh, it looks like he's trying to isolate an arm here. Triangle now, DC. We'll see if he can close the show.
Oh, the triangle is in, and not only does he have the triangle, if his opponent circles the wrong way, look at him, he's starting to flash. Oh, my goodness. He slams him down, uses straight power to escape that triangle. So great job, great technique. I mean, great physicality by this youngster.
And just when you thought he might get submitted, instead he turns defense into offense and power bombs his opponent on the canvas. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Volkanovski.
And another one. Another strike from the top lands for him. Nice transition.
Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat?
Volkanovski's right back to the full mount here. Constantly a moving target. Nice positional control here.
Big right hook there by the champ.
While working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Volkanovski.
Beautiful ground and pound. And now he's got his opponent cut. In the half guard.
Volkanovski's right back to the full mount. Lands with the ground and pound here.
I need you to scramble.
And there it is, another strike on the ground, gets through. Ortega's going for an arm here.
Arm very tight.
Oh, and there's the horn at the end of the round. How about this fight, folks? You see, he was nearly caught in a submission there right at the end of the round. Saved by the bell. So back to the stool. Mentally probably not in a great place here. We'll see if he can recover and get himself back into this fight. All right, let us show you all that was done in terms of the damage in that previous round. He has got a huge gash on his cheek.
I mean, it was that shot right there. That one landed and opened him up. What a nasty combination thrown by his opponent. But this cut now is another issue to deal with. He's got one of the best fighters in front of him, and he's dealing with this cut on the cheek.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Fourth round, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, so here we go with the fourth round of a possible 5. And a lot of fighters change up their training camp when they're fighting 5 rounds versus 3.
Yeah, you got to change it up. You have to mix things up because fighting for an extra 10 minutes is not normal. Guys don't do this normally. It's a 15-minute fight, so you have to do things physically and also mentally to make sure that you're ready to go that extra 10 minutes.
And that spinning kick found its home up top. Well, it takes a very good striker to be able to land going forward and moving backward. And as you see the numbers there, the counter-striking has been absolutely on point for him here tonight. All right, so perhaps he's going to have to address something defensively. There is a legitimate cut around his eye.
Yeah, he got cut on the eye from that last strike. He's got to pay attention now before it gets worse.
Huge block there. Well, I'm no expert, but you can't work that patented ground and pound unless you get the fight to the canvas. He hasn't even attempted a takedown.
He has not even attempted a takedown. It is a far cry from what we have seen in his previous octagon appearances. Usually, he darts across the octagon and immediately starts to wrestle. Today, he is standing, he's striking. Maybe he wants to show off. This might be the biggest shot of this entire fight. He landed a massive hook to put his opponent on wobbly legs.
So pretty good recovery by the opponent after getting stunned pretty good. Got to capitalize on those opportunities.
I mean, you can't waste these opportunities. You don't get them as often as you'd like. So when you get a guy hurt, you got to find a way to finish the fight.
Well, he was setting up the hooks early and often tonight. Watch for him to try to set it up again here.
What a fight. Both of these guys are trying to finish.
What a fight.
Well, it looks as though that strike maybe opened up a cut around the eye area.
Yeah, it looks like that strike opened up a cut, John, but it's nothing to worry about now, but he's got to start to protect it.
That's a lot of blood, man. I think I can smell it. Lands there, and somehow his opponent's chin held up.
His opponent's chin held up, but you do not want to be on the receiving end of those types of strikes.
Oh, big left hook there. Checks the leg kick. Well, you know this is the hurt business, and both of them. We might get a stoppage here soon.
Not being just defensive, but offensive off of his back. Great punch lands.
Horn sounds for the end of round 4. What a round it was for him, DC, and of course the seminal moment, that big knockdown that he will try to piggyback on here in this next round.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he builds off of the momentum that he gets from that last round. How does he deal with the success that he had and not push too hard too early trying to find the finish? You have to let it come to you as the knockdown came to you in the previous round.
All right, so there's the horn signifying the end of the round. We had a knockdown there, but not a knockout.
No, it wasn't a knockout, but you can't take those shots. That big punch landed, and it sat him down. If he gets hit with another one of those, it might be good night, Irene.
All right, so after one of the more entertaining rounds in recent UFC history, our next round is upon us. Man, those guys both took some serious damage in that previous round.
They both took some damage, but they both gave it. They both gave it as well as they took it. Let's see who wilts and goes down first.
Ortega's in there fighting calm, staying collected in the face of a very tough fight right now.
Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue. And they separate after exiting the clinch. Nice crack there. A huge strike lands there, DC.
He landed that massive shot. Now he needs to try to find the next shot, the follow-up shot that will finish the fight.
Well, now that cut in the eye area, Daniel, becoming a major storyline. He's got to be careful.
He's got to be very careful and address it right now before it gets to the point that there's nothing you can do about it.
Ortega's in half guard. All right, well, that blow is buffeting from that cut with each strike landed, and he continues to effectively target that area.
You know, we are talking about a guy with a super high fight IQ. So when you give him that blood, that crimson red is nothing more than something that inspires him to continue doing what he's doing. So you have got to change something. You got to get your head moving so you're not taking too much damage to that cut.
All right, side control now. Oh, he's got the knee on the belly. Could be trouble defensively. Oh, big shots raining down.
All these actions, though, these big actions got to wear on the gas tank of both guys.
Under 2 minutes now to go in the fight. All right, half guard position here. We'll see what he can do with it. A lot of weapons at his disposal from this dominant position.
Oh, man. I feel for a wrestler, this is the most dominant position in all the fighting because wrestlers love control.
Right.
And to have your upper body free and your leg able to hold your opponent in position, it is like striking gold. Build your posture, throw your punches, big damage, but then always control the far side. Underhook, this is a great position for a top fighter.
1 minute to go in the fight. Volkanovski going to work from guard here. Nice combination of strikes there. Very efficient, very effective.
He passes the half. Now he's looking arm triangle on the opposite side. When he goes to finish, look, he's got it locked. When he goes to finish, he has to pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest to get enough pressure to finish his technique.
All right, so will it be Ann Still or Ann New? As competitive a title fight as we've had in recent memory. Slight lean for me to the champion, but I could see it going either way.
And still, J.A., and still. Because in those key moments, in those big spots, the champion was the one that led the engagements. The champion was the one that led the dance. And I think that's enough to keep the belt around his waist.
All right, the official decision is now in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. For the winner by split decision, and still the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
All right, well, his future, of course, is in the UFC Hall of Fame, but his present still plucking scalps in this UFC featherweight division. Alexander Volkanovski getting another one tonight, this one by way of decision.
What a massive victory for the champ. What an ability to adjust, work the game plan, and stay the course.